Good morning and welcome. You're with the burning question on India today. With me, Ankit Tyagi. In fact, the focus today would be once again back to Chennai in Tamil Nadu, where MK Stalin is in fact most likely going to be elected as the president of the DMK. But there is a challenge. There is a challenge that has been thrown at him by his own brother. The succession war in DMK has started, and would the selection of or election of MK Stalin as the president of the party after Karunanidhi, would that consolidate his position, or does Alagiri still has some aces up his sleeve that he can trouble MK Stalin? The decks are now cleared for MK Stalin's elevation as the DMK president. Stalin will be officially announced as the party boss today. He filed his nomination at the party headquarters in Chennai on Sunday. DMK General Council will meet at 9 a.m. and is likely to pass a resolution condoling demise of DMK chief M. Karunanidhi. The General Secretary is likely will unanimously announce Stalin as the president and Durai Murugan as the treasurer of the party. Around 5,000 party workers are expected to attend the General Council meeting. The chosen political heir to his father, Karunanidhi, Stalin has been managing the party for more than a year now. DMK loyalists say he exercises full control over the party. Stalin would be the second president of the DMK. After elevation, Stalin is likely to visit Anna and Karunanidhi's memorials. Going across to my colleagues Lokpriya and Nagarjun, who are joining us from, in fact, Chennai for more on this story. Lokpriya, coming to you first. This was given. Stalin has considerable hold as far as the party is concerned. Would his coronation be the end of any sort of infighting or questions that are being raised by Alagiri?
Well, Ankit, today is the day for MK Stalin, and it is a massive show of strength for Stalin, clearly indicating that the rank and file of the party is firmly behind MK Stalin as he gets elevated as the president of the DMK. Yes, the trouble of his brother will always be at the back for MK Stalin. The fact that Alagiri has challenged Stalin at his own home turf indicates that Alagiri is not going to go down with a fight. But MK Stalin at the moment wants to strengthen the party and wants to prepare the party for the elections, because an electoral victory is very important for the DMK, because they have been out of power for almost 10 years. Under the watchful eyes of Stalin itself, the DMK has lost about 3 elections, starting from the Lok Sabha polls in 2014, the 2016 assembly elections, as well as the RK Nagar defeat. So for Stalin, an electoral victory is very important, and only that will silence the critiques of the DMK. Here at the Anna Arivalayam, the party headquarters of DMK, over 3,000 General Council members have arrived, and they will be here to witness the coronation of MK Stalin. And let us look at the generational shift of the DMK. This is a very famous poster that is over here, clearly indicating that Stalin is the man for the DMK. These are all titans of the Dravidian movement, and by assuming the post of president of the DMK, Stalin wants to usher in a new chapter in the party, a chapter that he will try to take the DMK to great heights. But there are several challenges that the DMK
That's right,
faces,
and we'll discuss more about these challenges, Lokpriya. Just stay on with me. Let's also get in a word from our colleague here, Nagarjun Dwarkanath, who is joining us from the DMK headquarters as well. Nagarjun, just show our viewers, because I could hear a lot of drums, a lot of, people, those who have gathered there. It almost is being presented as a celebration as far as the coronation of MK Stalin is concerned in DMK.
Ankit, it's very difficult to hear you, but what I can show you is the drum beats and the celebrations behind me. Like you mentioned, that there's a festive mood here in the party headquarters here. People are dancing, people have drums here, and folk music is being played here. And this is the entrance where Stalin would be arriving just anytime now. He's just left his house, is what we believe. You can see the cadres here celebrating this coronation of the working president who will become the party president today unanimously. You can see the t-shirts there of Stalin and the patriarch Karunanidhi. These are the party cadres here playing drums and celebrating, and by in any time now Stalin would be arriving at the party headquarters, and many senior leaders have already arrived. T.R. Balu, A. Raja, Dayanidhi Maran, Arcot Veeraswamy, Durai Murugan, all of them have already arrived here just waiting for the next working president for the next president to be coming here anytime soon. He would be arriving here, but the festival mood or the festive mood of the party cadres has already begun. Here you can see behind me how they're playing the drums and they're celebrating the arrival of their next president. Remember, in the last 50 years, there have been no new presidents. Karunanidhi has held that position since 1960s, and now after 50 years there would be a new president, and that would be Stalin, and it would be a big role for him also to fill in the shoes and the space that Karunanidhi had created in the party and administrative politics in Tamil Nadu.
Nagarjun, Lokpriya, stay on with me, and this is our top focus on the burning question, and we at India Today are asking, can Stalin now stop brother Alagiri's revolt? Can MK Stalin keep DMK flock together? These are the questions that people would be looking at very closely now once he becomes the president of the party. Succession war to cost DMK dearly. Is there a confusion in the DMK cadre which can cost them elections in 2019? Alagiri's claim of support just a bravado. And without Karunanidhi, will the DMK go the AIADMK way of absolute chaos and complete confusion? Joining us also at this moment on the broadcast is T.S. Sudhir, senior journalist, keen political analyst from south of India. Sudhir, welcome. Good morning. And will this be, as I was asking Lokpriya earlier, will the succession be the end of the confusion in the DMK, or there is much more that we have to wait and see?
Well, for the past almost 45 years or so, MK Stalin has been spoken of as the Prince Charles-like. He has been in waiting to step into his father's shoes for a very, very long time. In fact, the succession question within the DMK has been the question that has been asked for several years now. The wait is over, and which is why you see this almost celebration-like atmosphere at the DMK headquarters. But what MK Alagiri, the big brother of MK Stalin, has done is to ensure that it is not to be seen only as MK Stalin's state. He has ensured that he has hyphenated MK Alagiri to the MK Stalin's Coronation Day as it was. So if we are talking about MK Stalin taking over as the new president of the DMK after 49 years of M. Karunanidhi in that role, we are also talking about the challenge that is going to be mounted by his brother Alagiri. So in that sense, that is going to be a headache as far as Stalin is concerned. Yes, the problem is not so much in the DMK. The problem is within the DMK's first family. And it's for the first family of the DMK to sort out things between themselves to ensure that it does not affect the DMK, especially in an election year. So yes, as Lokpriya was saying, it is an extremely critical time for MK Stalin and the DMK. They have lost the 2014 and the 2016 elections. Stalin cannot afford to do badly in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, because if he does so, the knives will be out. Questions will be asked whether he's really qualified to lead the party the way his father Karunanidhi did.
Important, points that are being made by, in fact, Sudhir there. Let me very quickly just go across back to Lokpriya. Lokpriya, just tell our viewers what will be the program today. When is MK Stalin expected to come, and what will be the proceedings as soon as he does? Lokpriya, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you repeat that question?
Yes, Lokpriya, I just wanted a very quick update on what would be the program today when Stalin arrives. How will be the proceedings that will take place today?
Well, Ankit, once Stalin arrives, the General Council will convene and Party General Secretary Anbaragan will formally announce the election of Stalin as the president of the DMK and Murugan as the party treasurer. Soon after that, the audit committee...
We can hear you.
Well, yes, soon after the elevation of Stalin and Murugan, senior party leaders of the DMK will be speaking in praise of Stalin. Senior leaders like T.R. Balu and Dayanidhi Maran and others will take the stage and they will speak. Right now, Anbaragan, the party general secretary of the DMK, has just arrived. He is the second oldest leader in the DMK, a long-time dear friend of Karunanidhi. He has been with Karunanidhi through all the tough times, and he is one leader who's widely respected and admired in the party. He is 96 years old, and he will be the one who will announce the election of Stalin as the president of the DMK. He shares a very special bond with the DMK working president MK Stalin. So that will be the order of things today at the General Council. Stalin is likely to deliver an acceptance speech where he is going to give a speech of how the things will go forward, a plan of action for the DMK. Soon after this, he is likely to visit the memorial of Annadurai, E.V. Periyar and also Karunanidhi to seek their blessings after he assumes office as the president of the DMK.
Stay on with me, Lokpriya. In fact, we're also being joined on the broadcast by senior journalist S. Srinivasan, who is joining us here on the studio. Big day for the DMK, and this possibly is going to decide whether the party is going to, in a way, disintegrate, like what we as the confusion that we are seeing in the AIADMK, or would MK Stalin, does he have the political backing and the support within the party that he would be able to take it forward as one unit?
I think the word disintegrate is a bit too overstretched. I don't think that's going to happen. You know, see, please remember, Stalin has been at the helm for the last 4 years. Even when his father was alive and he was unwell, he is the one who's been running the party. So it's not as if something new is happening. It's just a formalization of him being a party leader today. That's what is being done. And as far as if you're referring to the kind of factional fight which might come up because the challenger is in the form of his brother, I don't think it's an immediate threat to him. I think Alagiri is positioning himself, if at all, if he is able to sustain it. First, one has to see what kind of crowds he draw on 5th of September when he has said that he's going to do a rally.
Yes.
And then how he carries on. But on the other side, there are lots of challenges which Stalin has to face to keep the party together and to ensure that it becomes a winning machine. The biggest one is whether he is able to win the next, you know, the first test would be the by-election, whether he is able to do anything there. And that's what his first target should be. And also, you know, how to... Please remember that it's a cadre-based party. It's got various, you know, it's a very many-layered structured party where in some ways it also runs autonomous. The district presidents are very powerful and they have their own political district. It's not the revenue districts. And there are about 65 districts, and those chiefs are pretty powerful chiefs. And how he is able to take them along, you know, even today the nomination, all the 65 has nominated his name to be the president of the party.
You know, Sudhir, if I can come to you very quickly, you know, the fact remains that important also on one hand would be to see how MK Stalin performs as far as the bipolls are concerned, but it would be on Alagiri, on him as well, whether he is able to, as Srinivasan was saying, able to draw crowds, because ultimately he can't just be there without any, you know, mass or cadre-based support and challenge MK Stalin, despite whatever he does as far as the party presidentship is concerned.
Well, the people who were with MK Alagiri on the day he announced that the true and loyal followers of Karunanidhi are with him, he didn't have any DMK member. Most of the people who were around with him were people from Madurai. So in that sense, he's not really seen even as a pan-Tamil Nadu kind of a leader. Yes, the crowds with him will be seen very closely. The optics are very important. The fact that he's doing it in Chennai is extremely significant. He has said that there will be about 50,000 to 1 lakh people on the 5th of September when he takes out the rally in Chennai. Maybe those numbers will be arranged, but do they really mean much? What kind of support Alagiri is able to galvanize from people in the political theatre of Tamil Nadu will be important, because remember, there are many an anti-DMK, anti-Stalin political force in Tamil Nadu who would want to join hands with Alagiri openly or tacitly in order to see the downfall of the DMK. That's what Alagiri is announcing. Basically, what he has announced is that he is there in the political theatre of Tamil Nadu as a political freelancer now. He wants to see the downfall of Stalin. He wants to take control of the DMK. He wants to get back to the DMK with or without Stalin. That's what Alagiri's primary motive at this point in time is, and the pinpricks from Alagiri's side will definitely continue.
All right, so he may be, sort of a flesh in the thorn as far as Stalin is concerned, but whether he would be able to give him a wound that is going to be detrimental for the DMK's future going forward in 2019 as well, that is yet to be seen. Well, we'll continue this discussion, but I also want to take you to this report where before, in fact, MK Stalin and his elevation is going to be announced formally today, his elder brother and expelled party leader Alagiri has issued a big warning. Flexing muscle ahead of the DMK's big meet, Alagiri warned of consequences if ignored. Here's a report.
It's Stalin versus Alagiri over late DMK patriarch Karunanidhi's legacy. The succession war rages on in DMK. As Stalin takes the path chosen for him by his late father, Karunanidhi's rebel son and ousted DMK leader MK Alagiri hinted at continuing his fight against Stalin. The Madurai strongman also warned his brother of consequences if he is kept outside the party fold.
அந்த கட்சியை காப்பாற்றணும், அந்த எண்ணத்துல நாங்க இறங்கணும். அவங்க அதை சேர்த்துக்கலனா அதுக்கப்புறம் பின்பக்க விளைவுகளை அவங்கள தான் அனுபவிக்கணும்.
Alagiri, in an earlier chat with India Today, had vowed to return to active politics.
28ஆம் தேதி வந்து இப்போ ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களை வந்து தலைவராக்குவாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க. அத பத்தி உங்களோட கருத்து என்ன சார்?
அவர் செயல் தலைவரானாரு, இப்ப தலைவரானாரு. செயல் இல்லன்றதால தலைவரானாரு.
இப்போ நீங்க ஒரு ஆக்டிவான அரசியல்ல வருவீங்கன்னு எதிர்பார்க்கலாமா சார்? Nandri, sir.
Alagiri also told India Today that Stalin does not deserve the party's top post.
Sir, உங்களோட ஆதங்கத்தை வெளிப்படுத்தணும்னு சொன்னீங்களே கலைஞர் அவர்கள் கிட்ட, அதுக்கு கரெக்டான அர்த்தம் என்னன்னு கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண முடியுமா?
நான் கட்சியில் உள்ள ஆதங்கத்தை வெளிப்படுத்தினேன்.
அது கொஞ்சம் தெளிவா சொல்ல முடியுமா சார்? மேல
இப்பெல்லாம் முடியாதுங்க, அதெல்லாம் பல லேட் ஆகும். அதெல்லாம் நான் கட்சிக்கு உழைச்சது, கட்சியில எவ்வளவு மோசமா போயிட்டாங்க, அதெல்லாம் இப்ப சொல்லிட்டு இருக்க முடியாது. கட்சியே இல்லையே, அப்புறம் என்ன?
According to sources, DMK remains unfazed by Alagiri and has shot down his reinduction bid. The sources in the party ruled out chances of any truce between Stalin and Alagiri.
He wants to say that, look, I too have people, and though I may not win the elections, but I can sabotage the chances of DMK in 30 constituencies or 40 constituencies like that.
All eyes are now on DMK organizational polls, where Stalin is expected to be elected as Karunanidhi's successor unopposed. Alagiri too will come out with a show of strength in form of a 5th September rally in Chennai.
The September 5th rally is an indication that Alagiri is not willing to go down without a tough fight. By choosing to take on his younger brother Stalin at his home turf in Chennai, Alagiri has sounded the war cry. Though Alagiri may not be able to take away a portion of the DMK with him, political observers say Western interests are sure to exploit the fissures within the DMK's first family. In Chennai, with media journalist Vijay, Lokpriya, India Today.
MK Stalin today is going to be coronated elected as the president of the DMK, but the challenges for him are just beginning. Sumansi Raman also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Raman, your opening comments, how do you see this all playing out today? In fact, Stalin is going to be announced as the president, and the road ahead and the challenges ahead for him just before 2019 are only going to begin. Alagiri is just only a small factor of it.
I agree. I think that at this point of time, at least, there's too much of emphasis and importance being given to what damage Mr. Alagiri can cause. At this point, right now, not a single DMK leader has come out in his support. So I don't see Mr. Alagiri as the immediate challenge for Mr. Stalin. The immediate challenge is for him to win elections and to prove that he is a winnable leader. You know, he's a leader who can get victory for the party, like his father. So the problem is 2014 he was in charge of the campaign for all practical purposes, and the party drew a blank in the Lok Sabha election. In 2016, you know, after 5 years of anti-incumbency of the Jayalalitha government, Jayalalitha won again, and Mr. Stalin again led the campaign. So the big challenge for him is to prove that, look, he can deliver victory for the DMK, and for that what he needs to do is he needs to move the DMK to a more centrist role, be more seen as a party that takes on board everybody. I think the important point is you have to understand a very strongly ideologically based party in Tamil Nadu at this point of time, with the kind of ideology that the DMK has, is going to find it extremely difficult. And Mr. Stalin needs to I don't want to use the word dilute, but he needs to be a little more pragmatic about the DMK's ideology. Simple reason is, in the last 42 years in Tamil Nadu, the DMK has been in power for just 12 years, and the AIADMK, with a far more flexible ideology, has been in power for 28 years. So I think that the DMK has to take a hard look at some of its ideological moorings, be seen as a progressive party, be seen more as a centrist party than a kind of a left of center party, and they've got to sort of be all encompassing, all accommodative. If he does that, I think he's got a great opportunity. But there will be resistance from within the party itself, from those who are strong ideologues. And how Mr. Stalin sort of makes that bridges that divide and is able to compromise without being to yield too much. I think that is his challenge.
Sudhir, you know, it's very interesting, and the latest that we are getting in is that, in fact, MK Stalin has reached the party headquarters. He has reached the venue of his coronation, if I may call it. Nagarjun Dwarkanath, before I go to Sudhir, Nagarjun Dwarkanath is with us. Nagarjun, Stalin has reached very interesting visuals of a lot of people carrying his photograph. In fact, his photograph, which they have kept in their pocket. Interesting how politics is played in Tamil Nadu. A quick update, Nagarjun, that Stalin has reached, the proceedings about to begin. There are fans outside with his picture in their pockets there.
Well, that's true, Ankit. Stalin has just arrived and is gone to the hall here at the party headquarters. And like always, the party cadres in Tamil Nadu, be it AIADMK or DMK, are very loyal party workers. The small photograph that they keep it in the chest pocket here is quite evident also. As you can see here, people are all geared up to just visit the party headquarters here. One by one is being allowed inside, and also people who can't make it inside the hall have been allowed to sit in the premises of the party headquarters, and they have LCD screens also put up to witness what's going on inside and to hear their new president's speech, acceptance speech. Let me also show you those small photographs that you were talking about. It's very unique to just Tamil Nadu alone here, that it's only here that it happens that a semi-transparent shirt is worn, and something like this, a small photograph is kept in the pocket. It only happens in this state. It doesn't happen in Karnataka or Kerala. The cadres are so loyal, and they want to follow the leader here, and they have turned up in huge numbers, Ankit, this morning. Yes. Around 3,000 to 4,000 just in the premises, and the whole main road, Anna Sala, is packed because of the coronation ceremony that is happening today. Okay. Completely full of DMK red and black flags across Anna Sala, the main road in Tamil Nadu and in Chennai. And Stalin has arrived in any time the event would begin, and in a short while he would be declared as the president of the DMK party.
Right, stay on with me. In fact, Nagarjun, Sudhir, what I wanted to understand from you yesterday, there was this, if I can call it, a threat that was issued by Alagiri. He said that if he's not re-inducted in the party, there will be consequences. Stalin would have to pay heavy price for not doing that. Is that a desperate attempt to try and get back also in a time when he wants his son or the third generation of the family to actively enter politics, making space for his son and trying to buy some space for himself as well?
Himself politically relevant. I was speaking to DMK people and they say that at this point in time they are not treating Alagiri anything more than a paper tiger, because they do know that none of the DMK cadres, the rank and file or any of the leaders are with Alagiri at this point in time. But yes, they also want the DMK's first family to sort it out in some manner so that these kind of pinpricks do not become an embarrassment for them in the public sphere. But yes, Alagiri would also want that the generation next of his side of the family get some kind of a stake, not just in the DMK, but also in the trust that the DMK party controls. So there is a lot at stake for the entire DMK family and the entire ecosystem, as it were. But also, just to take forward the point that the elections are going to be important, the two by-elections that will come, and of course the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Because remember, traditionally, Tamil Nadu has seen, apart from 1984 and 2016, a tendency to kind of alternate the party in power. But this time, what is going to happen is that the anti-AIADMK vote is not going to really shift to the DMK lock, stock and barrel. There is another party which also swears by the same AIADMK ideology headed by TTV Dinakaran. So there is a serious threat for the DMK that it will not really benefit from entirely from the anti-incumbency that this government of EPS and OPS suffers from at this point in time. Yes. So that is going to be something which the DMK will have to bear in mind when it prepares for the 2019 elections.
You know, while they are getting these live visuals of inside the hall where senior party leaders, in fact, are sitting on the stage, MK Stalin with other party leaders right now, just below, in fact, sitting there with the top leadership of the DMK. Mr. Srinivasan, the fact remains that whatever is happening to the two Dravidian parties after the demise of the stalwarts, Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi now, they had their hold. It was between the AIADMK and the DMK that the politics and the power in Tamil Nadu oscillated. Now there is space. There is space which the BJP is vying for. There is space for newbies like Kamal, Haasan and Rajinikanth.
Yeah, see, of course, Tamil Nadu politics is split wide open after the passing away of the two major leaders. That's true. But even now, the two major formations remains AIADMK and DMK. The others are yet to prove. You see, now it is expected that Rajinikanth in December, he last year announced his entry into politics, and this year in December he may announce, a political party or naming or some such thing. But the progress has not been as rapid as people would have expected. So there's nothing which has happened. But within the two parties, AIADMK is, of course, it's fragmented right now, and DMK has to show that it is a winning machine. Like correctly, everybody is saying that, Stalin with his leadership, he has to now show that he can lead the party. Please remember one thing, if 50 years Karunanidhi was the leader of the party, as the president of the party, 50 years, Stalin also has been in the political party. He's joined the party when he was just 14 and he has risen through the ranks. Though it's a family kind of enterprise, even then he has come up from the bottom gradually by having various posts. He was, youth president, then he was mayor for 2-3 terms, then he became MLA. So he has fought his way through. Okay. Now, but on the other hand, there are similar things which has happened in the districts. It's a lot of patronage, lot of small princelings in the districts as well. Yes. Now, whether he succeeds in bringing new blood into the party, can he bring the younger voters? Can he revive the party in new manner? Can he give some kind of a focus, some kind of an political sharpness to it? All these things are yet to be seen. Let's see what he says.
Important, in fact, today what he's going to speak after being elected as the president of the DMK. Mr. Raman, also very interesting is the internal, family dynamics as far as the DMK is concerned. There are two, of course, a large family tree as far as Karunanidhi's family goes. But even within the family, it seems that there is larger support. More people are towards Stalin than what his elder brother Alagiri would have liked.
No, I think two key members, that is Kanimuri and the Maran brothers, have clearly thrown in their lot with Mr. Stalin. So I think that much is very clear. and the rest of the family is not heavily into politics in any case. So I think the dynamics. I keep coming back to this issue of elections and winnability. Look, Mr. Karunanidhi was a very, very tall leader, and his greatest asset or skill was his ability to retain the party and the cadre with him through many, many reverses. Let's be very clear. Mr. Karunanidhi actually lost 3 back-to-back elections to MGR in 77, in 1980, and then 1984. He lost elections to Ms. Jayalalitha in 91, in 2001, 2011, 2016. And in the middle, he lost a parliamentary election as well very badly in 2014 when he was the party president. So despite all these reverses, so 7 out of the last 10 elections, the DMK has lost. And, despite that, he has had this ability to keep that 25 to 30% vote bank intact. He's had the ability to keep the cadre motivated. And really the challenge for Mr. Stalin is, A, he's got to establish winnability of the party. And if the party does not come to power in the near future or do well electorally, then obviously not only Mr. Alagiri, even others may emerge as challengers. So I think we are making too much of the Alagiri factor at this point of time, especially when not a single DMK leader has come out in his support. But I think there are bigger challenges for Mr. Stalin, and that bigger challenge is to establish the party as a credible, winnable force under his leadership. And the important point really is this appeal to non-DMK voters. A large chunk of the AIADMK vote, which Ms. Jayalalitha was able to harness in election after election, was not necessarily those of the AIADMK cadre. They were people who didn't want the DMK to come to power. And how is Mr. Stalin, that vote remains intact. And how is Mr. Stalin going to reach out to those voters, get them on board, and reduce this percentage of the population, roughly about 60-65% in Tamil Nadu, who are not keen to vote for the DMK? How does he bring them on board, especially the younger voters, 18 to 25, 30? That is the group that Mr. Stalin needs to target, and how he's going to do it remains his biggest challenge.
Mr. Alagiri's son, Dayanidhi Alagiri, also spoke exclusively to India today. And he said that DMK has neglected his father despite his contribution. He confirms that Alagiri wants to be re-inducted into the party. It is in the best interest of the party to take him back. He also added that the DMK will face consequences if they are not, if in fact Alagiri is not re-inducted. He also spoke on Alagiri's rally on September 5th, saying it is meant to pay the last respects to late DMK chief Karunanidhi. Listen in.
I just wanted to know about this September 5th rally by your father. So what is the overarching message that Mr. Alagiri wants to give with this rally?
No, it is not about giving any message. It is just a rally that which is led by my father to pay our last respects, to pay the respect to the late Talavar.
But many of them say that this rally is a show of strength by Mr. Alagiri, and that...
No, this is just a rally that is happening on the 5th. If it turns out to be like showing our strength with this rally, then it can be that way also. But that is not the agenda for which we are doing this.
Okay. Your father today in Madurai said that if the DMK does not re-induct him into the party, then the DMK will have to face serious consequences. What do you have to say for that?
So that is his view, and that is true in a way also.
Okay. What is in your Twitter handle as well as in your father's Twitter handle, you have often said that Karunanidhi is the permanent president of the DMK. Tomorrow is the General Council meeting where Mr. Stalin will be elevated as the president. Your views on that?
No, I don't want to stretch my views on the General Council meeting that is happening tomorrow. Because he's already been elected, so there is no... I don't want to give my views on that. It's already done and dusted over there. That's done.
Okay. In a way,
accept what's going to happen tomorrow.
Do you feel that your father has been neglected in the DMK despite his contributions to the party?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So, what is the plan of action for Mr. Alagiri? Is he planning to...
Yeah.
No, is he planning to make a comeback into the party? But the DMK leadership does not in a mood to take Mr. Alagiri back.
No, like in all his interviews, he always pointed out that he wants to come back into the party. And the best way that the DMK should think is make good use of him, having him within the party.
Okay. And do you see a political role for yourself, Mr. Dayanidhi?
No, I don't see anything of that sort right now.
That was the conversation my colleague had with Alagiri's son. The proceedings there have begun inside the hall where MK Stalin would be announced as the party president of the DMK. I now want to focus on what, in fact, and how this has been this field, the political arena in fact, Tamil Nadu has completely been now left open after the demise of the two stalwarts. And Sudhir, let me start with you. For the BJP, which is hoping that whatever they lose, especially in North India in the 2019 elections, they are looking at the southern states to make that number up. Now, how important would Tamil Nadu be? And given the scenario and this position that we see both these two Dravidian parties in, what would be the best chance for the BJP? Is there some sort of an alliance that the BJP can get into with Alagiri, possibly getting Rajinikanth in, that can challenge and can get them number of votes, or they will stick, as many are calling, back driving the AIADMK and try and get an alliance working with them?
Well, Ankit, Tamil Nadu is definitely one state that the BJP will be looking closely at to kind of make up for the numbers that they may lose in the Hindi belt in North India. So that's definitely one state. Now, whether that will translate into some kind of a pre-poll alliance with the AIADMK, whether they'll manage to get other players like Rajinikanth also on board, we do not know. But we are told that by October, the scenario as far as the BJP's plan for Tamil Nadu is concerned will be much more clear. Yes, at this point in time, given the kind of chemistry that seems to be there between the BJP and the AIADMK. Remember, the AIADMK, despite not being part of the NDA, voted for the NDA in the no trust motion. It also went with the BJP for the election to the deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So in that sense, the AIADMK has made it very clear that it wants to pitch its fortunes along with the BJP. So that will be the option number one as far as the BJP is concerned. But whether that will be good enough for them to actually win many Lok Sabha seats in 2019 is a big question. Whether they need a big mascot like a Rajinikanth to front the campaign, and whether the AIADMK will accept someone like a Rajinikanth making some kind of a lateral entry into the AIADMK or having some kind of an alliance with the AIADMK. So things pretty much in a state of flux at this point in time. But Tamil Nadu has always shown to go one way, whether it was in 2014 or even in elections before that, both Lok Sabha and Assembly. And the smaller players have not really been managed to do much as far as the politics in Tamil Nadu is concerned. So whether it's a smaller outfits, whether it's an Alagiri or a TT Vidyanathan or the PMKs and the Vaikos of this world, what kind of a role they will really get to play in Tamil Nadu politics in terms of picking up seats, that's going to be extremely important to watch as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned.
And Mr. Srinivasan, the fact remains that this confusion which is prevailing there, for the voter as well, this would be quite a confusing time. The stalwarts of the Tamil politics, the Dravidian politics, Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi, not there anymore. Narendra Modi, his party may not have that kind of a ground support or ground network to back him up, but still remains a popular leader in Tamil Nadu as well.
Well, the thing is, though BJP has been trying very hard to make an entry in Tamil Nadu, it's been trying all kinds of options. In 2014, they formed a multi-party alliance. They tried through that. And then later that alliance broke after 14 election. Unfortunately for them, it broke. Then they tried to ally with the AIADMK, not formally, but of course OPS. They did try OPS. After that, they even tried the new chief minister at a party. They also tried whether they can bring around Rajinikanth. There were obvious attempts made. They are also keeping a door open for DMK as well. So it's not as if they have, and even DMK is keeping a door open for BJP. It hasn't completely shut. Stalin hasn't made any statement of late. Especially, it is interesting that in the memorial service, BJP has been invited, whereas AIADMK, the local party, has been kept out. So, so the BJP is trying all kinds of attempts. As far as DMK is concerned, they may not ally with DMK. DMK may not agree to that, but at least the effort would be to see that Congress is somehow kept out of the alliance with DMK. So BJP is making all kinds of attempts to get an entry into Tamil Nadu politics because it's very, very crucial for them. Now, but it is for Stalin. So far, as far as the understanding the political circle goes, that, Stalin may go more with the kind of a secular alliance if he's able to build. That's what the other left parties or other parties, smaller parties
Congress,
want from him.
Yes.
But how he actually shapes this, how he takes it forward, how crafty he is, that's what is to be, that skill has to be seen.
That skill has to be seen, and this also puts Stalin not only, it gives them a lot of options to exercise, but also with those options would come how he wants to and what sort of a future does he want to give to the DMK.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.